Journalism started off by word of mouth and then moved on to written platforms to better reach their audience. With the change of times after 2 world wars and all of the major events that were happening around the globe, the people started to expect news to be released at a faster pace so they would always be updated with what is going on in the world. The teletext was the first online form of journalism and was invented in the UK in 1970. It gave a brief broadcast between the frames of a television signal. It was a great way for viewers to read and see the stories they wanted to see immediately. The teletext was the start of a new age. Soon after this, hundreds of newspapers began to go online. By the time it reached the 2000s, the internet was a growing network booming around the world. Online editors and publishers started to get warned to be on their guard against hackers. Yahoo, Amazon, and CNN were hit with information overloads through denial of service attacks. Associated Press also launched AP streaming news to give sites and broadcasts multimedia content. Shortly after, Audible was launched. Audible is a seller of audiobooks and online podcasts. The reach of the internet has now moved on to audio journalism. By 2001, the world had become accustomed to online news and being able to receive information through the internet. But following the 9/11 attacks, online editors were advised to plan ahead and build systems that could cope with high surges in demand. With readers beginning to demand news at a faster pace, news outlets began to adapt, which was what online journalism needed to do to please their readers and subscribers. The first major terrorist attack in the United States triggered people to want to have information available to them right when they needed it. The people wanted to know what was happening with entertainment and changes going on in our government and communities. Newspapers then started to make money from advertisements. This form of revenue was helping subscribers not to pay for a subscription. Online journalism had originally started with the release of the computer, but by 2007, with the release of smartphones and Apple releasing the iPhone, there was a new trend started. With the high demand in smartphones, online news platforms saw an opportunity. Smartphones and tablets made online journalism take off to a new extreme. Now, with the news available in their pockets, viewers, listeners, and readers had information available to them at the touch of a button. But with the high demand in news, publishers made an important decision with the realization that they could profit from this. They started to create subscriptions for their online newspapers and magazines, so this wasn't the only platform to be hit. Soon, podcast and video outlets saw the change in media, and they too released the opportunity they had and also began to charge a fee for their content. In 2015, the majority of digital subscriptions were required to have readers pay for their content. Nowadays, 4 in 10 Americans receive their news online. Mobile devices became a popular source to get information. It was a speedy and convenient process for all the people around the world. Physical newspapers and magazine sales are starting to drop, but the demand for online content is still persistently growing. These news outlets will have to adapt to the change in media to fulfill their customer and reader needs. With technology developing each and every day, will news stations be able to keep up? Most news outlets have already converted to online platforms, as well as still having their physical publications. How far will news outlets go to please their readers? Will there be physical forms of newspapers available to the public in 20 years? With the people around the world changing their demands and needs by the second, anything is possible.